Welcome back to Lopes Lately, your go-to spot for the latest on what's happening in Lope country. I'm Greenlee Clark.
And I'm Miles McLean, and we've got an exciting show for you today, including a special look at events and changes on campus.
It's quiet on campus today as we remember an impactful individual, Martin Luther King Jr., and his incredible legacy.
With no classes or chapel, it's a chance for our community to remember his message of unity and equality. King encouraged many with his words, "The time is always ripe to do what's right." This quote is a reminder to uphold individual integrity.
Another event taking place today, the inauguration of President Trump, which took place this morning in Washington, D.C.
And while changes are happening across the country, I'm sure you've noticed some here on campus as well.
If your trek across campus is bumpier, reporter Phoebe Machakos tells us why.
Transportation by electric bikes, scooters, and skateboards is favored among students. To reduce the amount of electric device-related crashes, GCU installed multiple new speed bumps throughout the entire campus in hopes that students will slow down in busier areas. Around 10 new speed bumps greeted students when they returned to campus after winter break, including 4 in the Grove and 5 more in between Little Canyon Trail and West Coulter Street. Since this change affects many riders' pathways to class, we asked students for their opinions on the new feature.
As a no-wheel pedestrian, I really love them. I feel so much safer, crossing this street.
I do not like the speed bumps at all, especially I feel for my boarder friends, like skateboarders, longboarders. They have to kick out their board every time they go over the speed bumps, and there's so many of them.
Although thoughts vary on whether the speed bumps are necessary, the bumps were added to remind people to ride safe. We reached out to GCU's public safety to ask for their input on the new addition.
So one of the things we found that is slowing people down is speed bumps. So what we did was analyze the areas that were most prone to actual accidents or reported near misses, and we installed speed bumps in those locations. Even if we can't prevent the accident from occurring altogether, the speed bumps are slowing people down enough that the injuries are not as severe when people are going lower speeds.
As well as the speed bumps, it is highly unlikely that the use of electric scooters, skateboards, and bikes will vanish from campus anytime soon. Although this may be a bump in the road, the Lopes are quickly adapting. I'm Phoebe Machakos with Lopes Lately.
The devastating fires in California hit home for many GCU students, from families being evacuated to family members helping on the ground. One of our broadcasting students, Montana Crosby, shared this footage with us. It's from her dad, Ryan Crosby, who's a firefighter from Kitsap County, Washington. Their hard work is helping. The latest from the Los Angeles Fire Department reports the Palisades fire being 56% contained and the Eaton fire is 87% contained.
When TikTok was down over the weekend, 170 million Americans faced the reality of what could be a potential TikTok ban. The app shut down for all users Saturday night, but was up and running Sunday morning. But we still don't know for sure what the final verdict will be and if TikTok is back to stay. If it does go away, it would be a big deal for many students here at GCU. Social media professor Sheila Schumacher sees it as a great lesson.
It's not if technology is going to change or go away, it's when. So being in the world of technology, we have to be flexible. We have to be willing to look further ahead and not hold on to our platforms too tightly because they change, they grow, they morph. And part of being successful in a technology business is knowing that and being unafraid to reevaluate, retool, and change.
We also spoke to GCU students about their thoughts on the situation with TikTok.
It was like the worst 14 hours of my life.
I almost cried. It felt like a heartbreak.
People need to get off their phones, live life.
Okay, I actually thought that the ban was great for me because I'm trying to get off my phone and I have screen time limits anyway. So I thought it was great, but then I also have friends that get paid through social media, which is just so sad. My friends were like, how did my job just get banned?
I was asleep for most of it. I really wasn't stressing.
I was mad. Okay, guys, it took me about 30 minutes to truly process it. I didn't think it was going to go down, and then it did.
I was in shambles.
I was having withdrawals, and I ate my pain away.
There's a unique fitness event that's creating a lot of attention. Many different fitness classes here on campus help keep students healthy. Bar, yoga, and spin are the most popular.
Madeline Murray introduces the latest fitness center event.
So it kind of first started out as a joke. We were kind of telling people at table ants that me and Jack were going to do a Broga event, but then people really wanted it.
Broga gives GCU guys a chance to work out together when typically hitting the gym is a solo activity, and also shows yoga isn't only for the gals.
We wanted more participation from the male student population because classes are generally usually heavy female population. So we wanted the guys to feel included.
Instructor Kevin Ostrowski explains how he can help create a fitness community for GCU guys.
I think there's kind of a stigma, at least with college guys, like they're like, oh, why would I take a workout class from another college guy? And it's kind of like, well, it's for the brotherhood and like fun aspect of it. It's so much more fun to work out with 15 people going through a tough workout than it is one.
This is the first event, but as you'll see, most GCU boys seem to be taking interest.
Would you do Broga and why?
I think I would personally, because I feel like my lifts lack because of my lack of mobility.
I think I definitely would. I mean, I do more so bodybuilding and stuff. And so being flexible, helps.
I wouldn't mind doing Broga. I like stretching myself. I feel like it's essential in life, you know?
If you haven't signed up yet, you might want to grab your mat because this is a one-time event. Join the bros in the LPC Sanctuary tonight at 7 p.m. I'm Madeline Murray with Lopes Lately.
You heard it here, Bro Lopes. Broga class is tonight, and what better way to relax? What do you think, Miles? Do you think you'll check it out?
I don't know. Maybe if I go to Broga, I can finally learn how to touch my toes.
There you go. I've heard the firefly position is pretty difficult, so you could try that one too. While we're on the topic of fitness, let's shift gears and move on to sports.
That's right. It's an exciting time of the year as our sports are heating up. Amber Luttrell fills us in.
Thanks, guys. Many of our spring sports are just getting started. GCU men's volleyball finished up their first home matches against George Mason. Trent Mosier, who transferred from BYU, led the team in kills both matches. His teammates continuously got the ball to him, allowing no space for George Mason to come back. Coach Matt Worley was out sick match 2, but the assistant coaches stepped up to win 3-1. Their next match will be this Friday against UC Santa Barbara. Men's and women's tennis started off hot with their first matches. The men had a big win against rival New Mexico State. Mateo Ligari clinched the last point to put the Lopes over the Aggies. They also pulled out a victory against LMU to begin the season strong. Additionally, women's tennis swept UC San Diego 6-1. Danae Vorster's first season as head coach is off to a great start. Women's basketball extended their winning streak to 15 straight. They defeated 2 Texas teams over the weekend in WAC play. We hear from Coach Molly Miller on how intentional practice has been.
We really haven't been taking it easy. We have told ourselves we want to stack good days, and that means never settling, continue to get better every day, understand our chemistry and how to execute really good within the defensive scheme and the offensive scheme. So practice has been tough, and that's purposeful. So I think when you have hard practices and you can play hard against each other, hopefully it shows up every game.
It sure has been showing up. Tiara Brown reached first in all-time points at GCU since becoming a D1 school. Alyssa Durazo-Frescas is also ranked first in the nation for her three-point percentage. They return home this Thursday to take on Southern Utah. You can find out where to watch your favorite games on GCULopes.com. I'm Amber Luttrell. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Amber. It's clear our Lopes are off to an incredible start this season, and we'll be keeping an eye on those upcoming games.
And while everyone may be keeping an eye out for Fabletics, Lululemon, or Nike, Olivia Osen has a story of an inspirational student athlete and business owner.
New Zealander Maria Sarton is a member of GCU's Division I track and field team, and when she isn't training for the 2028 Olympics, she's breaking barriers in business.
Growing up, I personally struggled with self-confidence as a woman, and I listened to the false limits that others in society put on myself. I also struggle with an eating disorder, so I just wanted to create an activewear brand that empower women to become uncontained of their limits and embrace their uniqueness. Ultimately, I want Uncontainable to be a community of women that helps uplift one another. So I want to create Uncontainable Women's Centres in the future, probably looking about like 7 to 10 years out, where there's Uncontainable fitness, nutrition help, social events, financial seminars, hormonal seminars, just all sorts of things that empower women to become the best version of themselves. Uncontainable is kind of like my personal testimony, so kind of define the limits that others set on me. Many people said that I couldn't come to America, that it was impossible to get a scholarship at a university, and I'm here now. I've graduated with my bachelor's in finance and marketing and getting my master's degree here at GCU, and the same as the Olympics, many people say, oh, that's crazy, like you're never going to reach the Olympics, like you can't do that, but I'm going to try my best. I believe that I can get to the Olympics, and I love what I do, so I'm going to keep trying and become uncontained of my limits on and off the track.
I'm Olivia Osen with Lopes Lately.
Thanks, Olivia. We have some pretty talented individuals here in Lope Country, which is perfect with one of CAB's popular events coming up. If you're looking to showcase your talents, Grand Canyon's annual GCU's Got Talent takes place this semester, and auditions are right around the corner.
Anyone can apply to audition on CAB's Instagram, @CABGCU. Just click the link, hit the application, and show off your unique talents. Applications are due January 24th at 3 p.m., and auditions will take place January 27th and 28th. We can't wait to see what talent you all have in store. What about you, Greenlee? What talent are you going to audition with for GCU's Got Talent?
I used to play clarinet, so maybe I'll try and do a clarinet solo. What about you?
After tonight at Broga, I should be able to touch my toes.
That'll be great. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you for tuning in to Lopes Lately for your GCU news.
Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and if you still have TikTok installed, give us a follow there at GCUFBC. Remember to shoot us a note if you have a story you'd like us to cover as well. I'm Greenlee Clark.
And I'm Miles McLean.
And this is Lopes Lately.